Maliwan Takedown is right around the corner and it's coming November 21st. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to prep for this Maliwan Takedown that's coming out. You know, this is supposedly going to be like the raid activity for Borderlands. I don't think it's going to be as in-depth as a raid, but it might be, who knows. Let's hope so. But they said it is going to be very farmable, so that's a good thing. And it's supposed to be hard, so they said recommend bringing 4 people in, but if you're anything like me, you're probably going to try to solo it. So getting right into it, let's start off with loadouts. Make sure you probably have multiple loadouts. You probably can just get by with one, but if you do that, make sure that one loadout is something you feel very confident with. You know it's very good and it's going to do a lot of work. Like for me, I'm going to be using the elemental control build because I really like that build and I'm very confident with that build. So make sure your loadouts, it's definitely top tier. Make sure you have all the gear you're going to be using equipped, and make sure you have some backup gear as well. So the second part is what you're going to bring with you into the Maliwan Takedown. The developers have already said corrosive is going to play a huge part in this, you know, raid-like activity. So definitely make sure you're bringing corrosive weapons with you, or if you're playing on Mara, try to get the corrosive element, axe skill element. If you're playing any of the other 3 characters, make sure you're building properly around that. Make sure it's not even corrosive. Make sure you have some other guns that you want to bring with you. Like you might need a Loadout, you might need a dictator, you might need a face puncher. Who knows? But just make sure you have everything you need with you, so you don't have to keep going back and forth to get everything, and that'll hinder your time to complete it. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is going to be like a super long activity. Like I don't think it's going to take us more than an hour, but it's still something you want to get prepared for. So make sure you have everything. So the third thing is inventory manage. Make sure you clean your vault out, clean your backpack out. And I don't mean to like literally delete everything, but stuff that you really don't need, like stuff that doesn't have anointments, unless you want to keep it, you really don't need it anymore since anointments drop like crazy. So you can just take those out, make some vault space, because there's going to be some new legendaries and new items in general, I'm pretty sure, that are coming with this update. And you're definitely going to have room for those. You don't want it to drop and not be able to pick it up. That would be awful. I'm not 100% sure the amount of stuff is coming, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a decent amount since it, like, you know, this is the quote-unquote raid activity in the game. But yeah, make sure you have some room for those items. Finally, the last thing is just don't get, I guess toxic is the word. If it is the raid-like activity, I'm pretty sure it should be hard, and especially since armor corrosive is going to be a huge part. No one really has a lot of builds around corrosive because it's, in my opinion, been underutilized a lot in this game so far. So it might be a little difficult on the first run, especially since it is supposed to be, you know, the hard activity in the game. So don't get mad. The more mad you get, the worse you're going to perform. So just keep an open mind about what you're doing. Go back over the other 3 things I talked about in this video to make sure that, you know, everything's lining up. Make sure you're killing everything and make sure you're getting it done, because I really hope, I want everybody to complete this on the first, you know, day it comes out. That would be actually hype. So I guess the rest of this video, I'm just gonna like generally discuss the Maliwan Takedown since we don't know too much about it. We just know it's supposed to be the raid like activity, and there's supposed to be, like, again, a quote-unquote raid boss. Now I don't know if it's just one boss. Like, we know it's going to be a area that you have to travel to. I'm pretty sure it's going to have to work through enemies to get to the boss. I hope there's at least 2 bosses, maybe 3, but I'm shooting for it's just being 1. Like I said, we have no clue what this is in the first place, so it could be like an actual raid in Destiny or something, and they just don't want to call it a raid. But I highly doubt it's going to be that. I hope they prove me wrong, though, because that would be awesome. But I feel like for the most part, it's just going to be running through a couple areas, killing a bunch of ads, maybe killing a boss, and definitely at the end, you're going to be killing the raid boss, which is probably going to be the boss with the mechanics and everything. And throughout the whole thing, you're probably going to be farming some gear, but the actual farm is going to be at the end towards the raid boss. That's just my predictions. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there actually be like mechanics and stuff. That would be really cool. Multiple bosses, then the end being the big boss. That would be very, very cool. So there's going to be 2 new enemies. I don't know the exact name of the enemies because I don't have them on the screen right now. But just know there's 2 new enemy types, and there's obviously going to be a raid boss now. I don't want to say a new raid boss because there's not one in the game. So Maliwan Takedown sounds awesome. So I can't wait to see what it is. We got November 21st to wait too, and also Mayhem 4 is also coming out with that. So prepare for that because that's going to take a whole new turn in the game probably, and we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, that's going to do it all for me in this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.